Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update, and this is for Thursday, the 22nd of August, 2019, approaching 9:20 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Mixed bag in the stock market today. You got the Russell up, the NASDAQ down, the Dow up, the S&P slightly lower. We've got Jackson Hole beginning today, the symposium that the Fed Reserve, the Kansas City Fed puts on, and I'm already seeing the interviews beginning. I've been watching it on CNBC, but most of the stations will be covering it, and you want to hear what each of the central bankers have to say and where they're coming from, because it will give the market sway. Gold down a little bit, off the lows of the day, but certainly still down, along with silver, which has bounced back off the lows as well. Everyone's going to be looking to see what the dollar is. The next move between the dollar and the euro probably set our trade for the fall season. So I know I'm going to be studying that pretty hard. In looking at what's going on in the grains, we're starting to get more crop reports in from Iowa, Illinois. I already have written about it. I got here early this morning, and for those of you that get subscriptions to or have a subscription to my written updates, you'll get that this morning. Energy prices very, very flat. I'm waiting to see what the draw is or isn't out of the nat gas. That's, I think, at 9:30 this morning. When we look at the day's data, the Conference Board leading indicators for July, the leading indicator came in at up 0.5. They expected up 0.3. That's a positive. The economic lagging indicator came in right where expected, up 0.6. Coincidence indicator up 0.2, prior was up 0.1, and they're looking for the manufacturing sector PMI. That came in at 49.9. July was 50.4. That pushed the stock market back down, not as good as they wanted. Then you get to the August service sector PMI. That came in at 53. They were looking at 52.7. That counters it. You're up a little bit. As I said, the Jackson Hole Symposium kicks off. U.S. jobless claims data came in down 12,000, with the weekly claims down 54,000. So these numbers still show a very strong labor market. Eurozone economic came out, and the Eurozone Composite Flash PMI came in at August, 51.8 from 51.5 in July. I think everybody had a sigh of relief there because, while it's not stellar, it's not worse. The Composite Future Index, however, did sink to 55.5, and that's the lowest reading since May 13th. That will get the European Central Bank's attention. That fell from 58.8 in July and above the 51.2 that had been predicted. So it's an all-over number. The expectation sub-index, this is not good, fell to a 5-year low of 57.3. People don't have confidence in what's going on. And the German numbers came in slightly better. Germany didn't quite officially make it, in my opinion, into a recession. China today, dropping the other shoe. You know, we've heard the U.S. is selling those fighter jets to Taiwan. Well, now they've said if we go ahead with it, they're going to put sanctions on all of the firms involved in the planned sale of the jets to Taiwan. The minutes of the last European Central Bank confirmed that the bank is looking to take an aggressive policy. I don't think they'll have any say in doing anything but that, looking at today's numbers. And here's something interesting. The popular ETF GLD and IAU are both seeing increases, big increases in the amount of holdings, which means traders are buying them, and those funds have to then go out and buy futures. One feeds on the other, as the people are saying, okay, you know, in this economy, I want to own some gold, and that seems to be what is going on. But as I am saying to you, and I'm going to repeat it, it's going to be a day where we get all these interviews. Be cautious. Be very, very careful with all this. One of the things that I like to do is teach, and if you watch this, I think you pick up on that very quickly. And I've put together a course, and I've had this. It's 6 hours of videos. You see what I do, you do the same thing. It covers swing lines, in-depth, moving averages. I not only teach how to do these, I teach how to use them in this. Slow stochastics with all the variables I like to put on it. Bollinger Bands, my theory, along with the traditional theory of John Bollinger Band. John Bollinger, not Band, John Bollinger. Window envelopes, another profit-taking tool. How do you get to charts that look like this and what they mean? You're going to get to them over and over. And yes, everything is done in a way to teach. You see what I do. You do the same thing. Then in the morning, I bring you to today's charts because the chart data you're going to use is obviously back in time. If you're seeing what I did and I recorded a video, by nature, it's behind. That's not the key. The key is doing the same thing. In fact, on a number of charts, I completely take off the scale and the name of the chart. I want you to learn the patterns. That's what it's all about. Then I turn that back on and you go, oh, now I see what's going on. And the reason is you get swayed. Right now, you're hearing IAU and GLD, people are buying it and we're approaching records in some holdings. You're going to get naturally bullish gold. If you don't know it's a gold chart that I'm teaching you on, it's a different format for you, and that's the key. You find out more about this by going to www.iraepstein.com. You can also click up here if you're watching me on YouTube. It'll take you right there. And the best way, call my staff. They'll explain it. It comes with an awful lot. 6 hours of videos. Charting software comes with it. You're going to get access to my 30-day access to my research. That's a $60 value by itself. The charting software is a $100 value. And then you get the pocket software for your mobile phones, a $40 value. That's about what, 200 and some odd dollars? The course, $179.95. It's a bargain compared to all that. I'm Ira Epstein. Hope you decide to do this for yourself. You take care. I'll see you this afternoon in our end of the day video.